I don't know. Ending kind of fell short for me.
No.
Not the emotional part, but like the part that Marvel cared the most about fell short for me. You know what I'm saying? The new Avengers fell short for me. And it's I don't even think it's because I don't like the characters. It's that they're
Was that like a what's your name? Ray. What's your last name?
Skywalker. Yeah.
Is that
a little? Yeah, I think that's kind of how it felt. Is because it was a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
of like what they were trying to
do. Bro, that's kind of how I felt. I was watching a guy on YouTube who does food, which is probably the easiest type of YouTube, if you ask me. Just eating food on camera.
Why haven't we done that?
I know, right? We're gonna next episode. We're gonna just eat in front of the camera. And
I've been doing YouTube on and off for so long, dude, and I've never once been like, I'm gonna eat on camera.
There's more people eating food in their cars on YouTube than ever. But anyway,
why did I buy this camera, Jarvis? We could be doing it so much easier.
I know, just sitting in our cars. No, but I saw what I'm trying to make a point, and this guy went to New Mexico and was like, I'm eating some chilaquiles, and you look at the plate, and it's dry nachos with like an egg and some chorizo on top.
It's like it's barely huevos rancheros.
It's not, yeah, dude, it's not even that. Because like,
that's
and
crazy.
It's funny because someone said actually chilaquiles is like it's cooked in a pan with a green or red type of salsa, and that's chilaquiles. And my first comment on there was, I was about to say,
he's good. By the way, chilaquiles is good.
He still hasn't had chilaquiles, and he actually commented on my thing. He's like rough or something like that. I forgot what he said.
Oh, I love that.
But that's to really me, funny. So that's the point I'm trying to make is like, it's not like I didn't have a problem with him loving his breakfast nachos, but don't call them chilaquiles.
Right? Yeah. I'm fine with them having the fun little, like, in the moment I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cute. They'll have like we're the Avengers moment, and then the actual like new set of Avengers will set into place, which I think the post-credit scene is like trying to set up for, because there's a lot of, obviously Sam's not cool with that, which I agree with, because like he should be a part of that for sure, but not with those people. Sam's very by the book, and I do appreciate that about his character. And like, man, it just, I feel like it was like a cute little joke, and then they changed all the marketing, and I was like, this is stupid. And I was not about it anymore after that. Unless they do something like cool and clever with it, but like if they're really like, no, these are the new Avengers.
I am hoping to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see what happens in the upcoming Avengers movies and stuff like that. I enjoyed the movie enough, so I'm like, okay, I'll give you guys a pass. Like for me, like when we talk about like the Eternals, everybody hated the Eternals, and I get it. I will die on the hill that should have been a Disney Plus series where each character got their own individual episodes showing what they were doing from the time that they
Falcon
separated.
And the Winter Soldier?
Yeah, from the time that they separated
to been good.
And then the finale of that season could have been them coming together and handling all this stuff. It should have been a Disney Plus series, because when you have that many characters, you don't get to connect with them in a real way, because you've got too many characters. And so you don't really grow any attachments to them. And also it just felt rushed. So, but what I did like about it is what they were setting up with the Celestials. I love that there was a lot of intrigue. I want to know what they were going to do with Thanos and his brothers, or his brother Eros, and all that stuff. So that excited me. This excites me for what's coming next, I guess I should say.
Yeah, no, it's still like probably best Marvel movie that's come out in a little while.
And in another month and a half, we're going to be able to see Fantastic Four,
which should be the best one that comes out all year.
Yeah, it's hard to not get hyped for that one.
I like all the actors in it. I love the dude who plays Thing.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He's great.
I love him in The Bear.
Yeah, and the fact that we're going to see a real Galactus.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Not just some kind of storm cloud with
Yeah.
teeth or whatever it was in the original Fantastic Fours.
Dude. Okay, do you want to let me get to my favorite part because I want to talk about things that I learned about how movies are made that I think is neat. How much do you think the budget was, Jarvis?
Fun fact. I'm going to say it was probably around like 275 mil.
Okay. 180.
Oh man.
180 mil.
Why I think all these things are like
opening weekend.
I think they did.
Yeah, this one you should know.
They did 130, right?
You're close. Opening weekend, U.S. and Canada was 74 million.
74.
But the gross for U.S. and Canada was 143 million.
Okay.
And gross worldwide is $286 million. Okay, so here's you ready for the fun thing I learned about Hollywood?
Yes, we want to know
finance. This is cool and interesting, I promise. I know you're here for Thunderbolts, but this is cool and interesting, I promise. You ever hear about how movies don't make money?
Yeah.
Well, that's because on paper they don't. I just showed you these numbers, right? Yeah, but if you go through and you like see the bookkeeping for all of it, it's going to show that it probably didn't make any money. Do you know why?
Yes, because box office doesn't account for the cut that goes to the theaters, as well as it doesn't account for advertising.
And it also doesn't account for loans being paid back. So here's how Hollywood functions. Jarvis comes to me, big Hollywood studio Michael, and says, I want to make a movie.
Someday.
And says, I want to make a movie for $100 million. And I go, that sounds great. Let's make a movie for $100 million. And Jarvis is going to go make an LLC for Jarvis's Movie LLC. And he's going to come back to the studio, Big Michael Studio.
It's called J-Dog Studios.
J-Dog Studios. And I'm going to loan Jarvis $100 million at a very reasonable, very kind 50% interest rate.
Thank you.
It takes 2 years to make the movie. How much interest is that? You're correct. $100 million of just interest. So $200 million for this movie, but the budget's $100 million, right? But you also have to get a bunch of equipment, and you have to rent studio space, which thankfully I have, so you can rent studio space from my studio that I own that's not the same business that loaned you the money. And you can also rent the equipment from me, which is also not the same studio that loaned you the money. And then we have to pay all of the people and make deals. And some of the actors are going to want not just like an upfront money, but they're also going to want like a, hey, if the movie does well, we want a cut of the net profits of the movie. And so we go, yeah, that sounds great. You can have like, what, 10%? That sounds great. And then we make sure that it never shows that it made money on paper because it's still paying back the loan, obviously, right?
Right.
And then it goes and does really well in the box office, and it makes $250 million. And you're right, like 50 million of that has to go to the movie theaters because that's what happened. 100 goes back to my pocket because I loaned you the money, and then another 100 goes back into my pocket because I loaned you the money.
And equipment.
And then we get to make another movie. That's Hollywood bookkeeping.
Yeah. Doesn't seem fair, does it?
No. It's also part of the reason why like Scarlett Johansson got mad at Disney, because if they don't release it in the movie theaters, because they didn't release Black Widow in the movie theaters, then how are they supposed to prove that there's money coming in for it? Because that just goes to a platform, and sure, it's a platform that they have metrics for, but why would they share them? That's internal metrics.
Yeah. They
don't have any reason to share subscriber information with one actor because they made a deal. You know, that's not part of the deal. The part of the deal was the money that they made off of the box office. Yeah. So it's just all, and the reason why they do it is also interesting is because back in the day, this came from Bonnie and Clyde. Do you remember that movie? Do you ever see it? The old one from like the 40s. So the actor who played Clyde made a deal with, I think it was Warner Brothers that made that movie. And Warner Brothers, he didn't want to get paid up front. He said, you don't need to pay me up front. I just want money. It was a 10% deal if the movie makes money. It It was 10% of the gross amount. So like the top line, what it made, not what it made after all of the expenses were taken out. And that movie went on to make 1940s money, $100 million. That's a lot of money in 1940. And he made away with $10 million before they got any of their bills paid.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so Hollywood never made that mistake ever again.
Well, didn't they do that with RDJ? I mean, he's made a ton of money off of Marvel. He's made so much money. I don't
know. I think that might have been a deal like way back in the day.
I think that he took a percentage of something, and he's just made for all of his, like even his small amounts of appearances in other movies, he just makes insane bank. We'll look it up afterwards. How much money
think
he's
it's
made off of Marvel.
It's possible that he did it for the first couple of Iron Man movies and then like the first Avengers, just because at that point, like, what are they going to do? Say no to him?
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know about after that.
I'll
look it up because they very rarely make those deals, and it's usually like how The Rock does it, where The Rock puts his money up and he's the producer, and so he gets to make the deal that like the money that comes back is his.
Yeah.
So
I'm learning. I've learned a few things too, listening to podcasts too. Just people who've done sitcoms, they don't get as much residuals unless they have like a director producer credit. Mm-hmm. So that's why they'll direct or produce direct an episode or two, so that they can get residuals.
Oh, that makes sense. They also don't generally give people with regular speaking parts royalties deals.
Yeah.
Because there's a famous dude on YouTube who's famous because of David Dobrik, Jason Nash, who was on a bunch of like TV shows back in the day where he'd have like a line or two, and he still makes like hundreds of dollars off of the residuals for him.
Yep.
Yeah, which is crazy because like Drake and Josh, who were both on the same show that Jason Nash was on, do not get residuals at all.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is nuts. And how is that allowed, Hollywood? I know that it's all just deals and people sign things.
We'll do
whatever.
things different. We'll do things different once we get there.
I am totally about merit-based residuals. I would not shy from being like, hey, you get paid this much up front and a percentage.
Yeah, for life.
And I know that's idealistic, but guess what? Fuck you guys. I can be idealistic if I want.
Yeah, guess what? People are going to want to work with us because of that. Guys, we've got big dreams over here, Full-Time Movie Fans. Feel free to help us out. Like and subscribe. We've got a few more minutes because we have to do our arbitrary rating. We still haven't done our arbitrary rating.
Oh, can I shill real quick first?
Yeah.
I'm working on stuff on my YouTube channel. I just posted a video about it. Jarvis doesn't even know about it. So if you want, you can go learn about that and then be a part of that and see what big dreams this little camera is supposed to be a part of. That's my show. You can see it in the description. I'll make sure Jarvis puts it in the description.
So
see it in theaters.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That's my rating.
Yeah, hopefully those of you guys who are with us right now will, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, man, see some really cool stuff from us. We have big dreams. I want to be a part of.
I'd say within 5 years.
Yeah.
See it in theaters.
Yeah, I say, you know what I would say? I would say it's rewatchable. I would say that it's worth you
rewatchable
to
in
go
theaters.
watch it. Yeah, rewatchable in theaters. I don't think you necessarily have to own it. I would say just enjoy streaming it when you're bored and you want something to watch, but I wouldn't say go buy.
I would say that it'll likely become a comfort watch for people later.
Yeah, kind of like Shang-Chi is for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that Shang-Chi is like up there in my like top list of Marvel movies, but I would say like I'd put it on in the background and like hang out.
Yeah. I
agree with that.
Absolutely. So mine is rewatchable in theaters. Which it is still in theaters.
Mine is watch it in theaters.
Yeah. Cool. So, guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us.
Check out my YouTube channel.
Yeah, check out his YouTube channel.
I shouted out this YouTube channel.
You know, we could put a link to your YouTube channel in the description.
That's great.
Or we could just make it the top comment, a link to your
I'll take both.
We could do both.
I
both.
shouted out our stuff here, so
Yeah, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. If you would like us to review a particular movie, if there's a movie that you like, that's going to be the best way to get it reviewed, is to leave a comment. Guys, I would love to see some likes and comments on our videos besides the ones that we put on there.
yeah, I requested Megapolis, and Jarvis does not want to do that, but Hunter does. So
Megalopolis. We'll do it for Hunter.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm missing out.
Oh my gosh. You'll never get that time back. I'll let you know that right now.
I've heard that it's very interesting.
To say the least.
But not in the way that Francis Ford Coppola wanted it to be.
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot to say about that one. But this has been Full-Time Movie Fans. We hope your day is everything you dream of and more. And we'll catch you in the next one.
And I wish that you would dream more. Let's see if this button turns off the recording. Hey, full-time MFers. You like this video? We sure did. If you liked it, maybe you should share it with your friends. Maybe like the video and subscribe.
If we were you, that's what we would do. If I was watching this,
I'd be all over that.
Like, and I'd hit that share. And then I would hit that subscribe in that order.
Yeah. There's also another video that's popped up. YouTube thinks you like this one, so you should watch that one now.
See you next time.